你好，祝你有美好的一天。这就是频道 Celebrity News Today 247。这是今天的新闻。
Xiao Zhan wins back face. The price rises again and a new situation emerges, breaking the unknown status quo. The TV drama awards changed the rules and proceeded in a rush. Xiao Zhan ended the storm, bringing Duluo content to the stage gloriously, as the annual fantasy book. The legendary life of the virtual character Tang San has been verified. From the beginning of the year to the end of the year, walking on the open road, face up to the sentient beings, business horizons are getting wider and wider, and industry cooperation leaders are becoming more and more concentrated. The increase in exposure, the good news that social platforms continue to come higher than the popularity and attention of other artists on the internet. It has greatly saved the undesirable status quo that has never appeared before. We only praised the positive energy numbers with thumbs up for a short period of time. Now it is eagerly waiting for the dawn. Today's cultural and entertainment circles have long since disappeared from the miasma. The perpetrators of similar smells discuss big issues, but generally create vitality for positive actors. In December, the temperature dropped sharply and the sky was freezing cold. The sudden care from Elle magazine, Xiao Zhan, the role model on the cover of the official announcement, warmed the hearts of the people like the warm sun in winter. There is great love in the world, and the official themed blockbuster is both fashionable and luxurious. Both solemn and solemn, through visual and mental inspiration, a special purpose was discovered. In the production of the cover, he was generous, posing as a host. Introduce the heavyweight guests in an enthusiastic tone. The ancients often said, one more friend, one more way to make a fortune. Elle released 2 editions of cover photos at the same time, solemnly explaining the intention of such shooting. I borrow a sentence from the book Winter Journey to clarify Xiao Zhan's sincerity and truthfulness. I vaguely remember the grand talk between Xiao Zhan and his predecessor Wan Feng in August of the epidemic year. The exchanges between generations are of far-reaching significance. At the age of 30, some people are busy, some people are worried about the baby's milk powder money. Some people worry about what kind of preschool their children should attend. The age of awkward chat, the post-90s who are not old and declining work hard for the pressure of life and the injustice of fate. If you listen to more inspirational chicken soup and soul quotations, you will know how difficult it is for everyone to bear on their shoulders along the way. The adolescents who bear heavy burdens have their families on one side and the sadness of a two-dimensional world on the other. Chasing stars and paying attention to the changes in the entertainment industry is at best an afterthought. Elle magazine showed its trump card with ingenuity. Within 2-3 days, the most interesting magazine of the year was launched with a major launch, and sales soared at noon that day. He completed a heavyweight counterattack with a pragmatic attitude without hype. In Xiao Zhan's New Year magazine, the follow-up stories are full of surprises. A gift that fell from the sky, giving girlfriend fans from all walks of life on time. The career fan was slightly surprised. Elle also mentioned the romantic stories that happened during the filming. Such a respectable and summarized clip focuses on describing the sincerity of the partners in the production of the blockbuster. In the Long River, I was fortunate to witness the first feast of gracious companionship. Elle uses all his strength to express the deep affection between people. To win back face and stand on the top of the peak, I have no intention of staying in the circle of struggles of humanity and sophistication, not reconciled to stay in the comfort zone. Rewards, compliments, and compliments come one after another. As a worker, enterprising in the entertainment industry, it shouldn't be about the small favors in front of you. Some good things are flattering. In today's society where jealousy spreads and greed, it is common for excellence to be buried and industry talents coveted. If you want to climb high branches and want to be prosperous, you must have the instinct to fly off road. Winning or losing lies in the original intention. A game of chess, if the game is bad, there is no qualification to regret it. You are not willing to be a social animal, and you are not willing to be faced with survival problems every day. If you are troubled by the essential problems of reality, you have the will to fight. Become a survivor in the world of law of the jungle. Some things are God's will, Some are reincarnations of the world, and the latter are the ones who are beaten to their feet. There is suffering in the world, and righteousness in the world. I've seen the usual bluffing. After all the defamation, it is obvious that you are in a different position, and you should have a great leap. The ability to jump up and down. Look at Xiao Zhan from the artistic conception, and use materialism to understand his experience deeply. Dare to say no in 2015, say goodbye to the current situation, bid farewell to designing a part-time workplace, participate in the draft. He made his debut in November 2016, and everything was intentional. In that period of gorgeous turning over, the indomitable designer struggled history. In fact, it is his understanding of the amateur workplace. Behave in a proper manner, and complete the design draft entrusted by the customer honestly. There have been several turning points at the crossroads of graduation life, which is an unspoken joy. Xiao Zhan himself has the undefeated perseverance. It is the experience of the amateur time. I was able to live out my hope in the actor's hard work. Squeeze in rigid and soft, test one after another danger. Examine oneself, with a mindset of correcting the roots. He used the word good to cultivate high-definition exercises, the temperament of a literati and a guest. The heroic and friendly manner of doing things is nostalgic for the circle. If you don't want to be at your feet, you will know the value of climbing high places when you walk a wide range. Life cannot be filled with oceans everywhere, and occasionally there are swamps. Perhaps for the sake of others, not condescending will eventually abandon impetuosity. Everyone is unwilling to commit themselves to the worldly struggle circle, nor is they reconciled to stay in the comfort zone. Spontaneously go further and do something useful. Between circles, there is always unfair indignation. The more energetic you are, the more you have a perspective that tolerates mistakes. Looking back, the experience is the wealth of the passing years. Win back face, read poems, and polite. Xiao Zhan, his debut, Counterattack dominated a different ending. The price rises again and a new situation emerges, breaking the unknown status quo. In every passage of the past, there are hidden stories of healing people's hearts. Dream Like a Dream is out of the circle, with 26 people, friendly effects of business gifts, the flow effect associated with Elle magazine. The cultural feast triggered by the 30th birthday, it can be said to have given enough face. Undoubtedly opened up discussions among hot topics, whether it's a drama, a restoration of classic characters, or an announcement in a New Year magazine, exuding huge magic power. The positioning of traffic artists is not one-sided analysis. The world is ruthless, and the confrontation between literati and literati is like a fierce battle. Started the battle of turning over the Chinese speaking forum. The style of criticalism formed in the rice circle. Under the situation that the Ngling operation was greatly involved, we saw the fight of the annual works. It's funny that before Elle magazine's official announcement, the brainwashing bag said with paranoia that Xiao Zhan could not receive the play. The high luxury endorsement was just for a little extravagance, and Xiao Zhan was rendered worthless by unequal bad reviews. Cohesion is a good situation. But the speed of changing faces is faster than turning books. In the media industry, given the speed of the entertainment industry, arguing for the right to speak and betting is a last resort. In the past 2 days, around the hotspots triggered by the New Year's magazine, referred to as the heat in the heat, established the dividing line of interpersonal communication. Peter Pan, who bought the magazine, didn't overdo his popularity and entries either. A piece of ice, there is always a moment to melt. A frozen and cracked relationship. At the moment of rigidity, you can see who is good and who is bad. In recent years, old friends abound in the entertainment circle. Run from the starting point. After all, breakthrough growth will be achieved at the cusp of the storm. When Xiao Zhan's worth rose again, striving to have bull pampering, there are brands who sign contracts, and there are marketing accounts to arrange new dramas. The audience seem to understand the substantive issue, guarding in the name of love. Under the neon lights of sincere hard work, there is always a ray of light to illuminate the body and mind. After the prosperous period, the clouds are lingering. Under the world where the mist is rising, each has its own distress. The fame of an artist is like a collection of stories that have been accumulated for a long time. How to write well is the right track. Don't belittle yourself, stay humble, have a heart to strive for the top, and eventually win every battle. The lights are dim, and we are struggling to stay together. At the end of the gloom, there is light as a foil. Remember the determination to move up, run to the final victory point. Everything is difficult at the beginning, but you don't regret it when you live it out. We don't need to treat failure as a stumbling block. Persevering for the love is the reward.